In today's episode, I'll tell you why following your passion alone is bad advice, and we'll look at some questions you can ask yourself to figure out what brings you the most meaning. I apologize for any confusion, but pick your passion is bad advice. I apologize because I talk a lot about the importance of pursuing passions. The thing is, I realize this can be confusing if left on its own. I am a big fan of chasing your dreams, discovering and working on your passion. That is true facts. The confusion comes in when we forget a very important point. We live our best lives when we find meaning in what we do. That's it. It's not because we have a hobby versus a career, not because you're an employee versus a founder, or that it makes us rich or allows us to meet cool people. None of that. This is why pick your passion is bad advice when left on its own. For many of us, meaning could be found most in our day-to-day workplace, in being a stay-at-home mom, or traveling while living off of your last dollar. This is because meaning is an individual experience. As Viktor Frankl proved in concentration camps, it is your experience alone, and it is mine alone. Much like genetics, no two pursuits of meaning are the same. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to only focus on what you're good at, or what society or your parents expect of you either. That swings so far the other way. There is a great book, perhaps we could summarize it for a future episode, called Be So Good They Can't Ignore You. Essentially, it brings us back to earth when it comes to career ambitions by reminding us that the best thing we can do is leverage our skills that are in demand and continue to improve them, like craftsmanship. While this can be true for many people, perhaps a key to success, and maybe helpful advice for the far majority, it again is too much of a blanket statement. And if honing your craft instead of learning something new is wise, then I'm an idiot. I've recently learned all about making beats for hip-hop music, spent a ton of time doing it, but again, finding meaning in life is an individual experience. To summarize, it is important to pursue our passion. It may be for money, it may be for fun, or an ever-changing combination of the two. It might be for 5 minutes a day, or 10 hours, but make sure you are pursuing it. And make your career decisions based on what you feel gives you the greatest advantage in a literal sense as well. At least just find a way to pay the bills, so to speak. Now, way more important than passion or work is the pursuit of meaning. Most of us go about life without intention and clarity about what gives us true meaning. Now, I could talk through it with you, but I can't figure it out for you. Remember, it's an individual experience and an organic, evolving one. Sort of like the maze we just talked about in the most recent solo episode. If you haven't listened, go back and check it out, especially if you're getting frustrated with figuring life out. But either way, the best thing we can do is ask questions, make decisions, and ask more questions. You will never know what brings you the most meaning until you start asking questions like, are you working on a project that motivates you? Do you engage with a group that you enjoy collaborating with? Does your work in some way serve others? Does your work in some way serve you? And do you have to persevere and solve challenging problems to work on this? If you answer those 5 questions with confidence and continue to pursue that thing until it changes and you need to make your intention and clarity again, then I have full confidence that you'll be pursuing the most important part of your life, which is meaning.